Look, this isn't just a headline. This is a complete exposure. Harry's UK return plot has brought the truth to the world that his marriage is crumbling to an unprecedented degree.
With Prince Harry's UK return plot.
No matter how much they try to spin it publicly, no matter how many fabricated stories they plant in US Weekly or People magazine, the reality is that Harry's entire focus is on the United Kingdom. Security issues, secret meetings with the King's team, endless court cases. What does all this prove? That his heart isn't in Montecito. His heart isn't with Meghan. His heart isn't with his family. This is finally the confirmation we've all been waiting for. Harry wants to do what we knew he would eventually want to do. We knew this day would come. We knew that he was going to want to leave and have his life back.
What they try to say publicly, no matter how much they try to spin it in their favoured publications like Us Weekly and People magazine, the fact that so much of his attention remains on the United Kingdom, the security, the secret meeting with the King's team, the constant court cases, his head is not with his family, his head is not with Meghan, his head is not with Montecito. But talk to me about why this made your list.
Because it was finally a confirmation of Harry wanting to do what we all thought he was eventually going to want to do. We knew this day was coming. We knew that he was going to want to leave and to have his life back.
And that freedom flight? Complete fraud. A deception. Now Harry has confirmed himself. I want to go back. No matter how many excuses they make about just going back for a little bit, the reality is that he longs for his entire life back. He clearly sees the direction that Meghan is taking his California life into, and honestly, he wants to run away from that direction. This is the first real sign that he has broken from his California life to try to reclaim his UK life, the life he has always longed for. This isn't just a casual wish. This is a desperate attempt to reclaim his identity.
Harry has confirmed that, hey, I want to go back, and he can spin it like just for a little bit. He wants to go back. We know he longs to have his life back because he sees the direction that Meghan is taking his California life into. He wants nothing to do with it, but he is trying to get back what he has always, I think, longed for. And this was the first sign that he has broken.
This man is feeling regrets. That's absolutely clear. This is a man who wants to hold on to what defines him, what has been in his DNA since birth. He wants to get back to that life because that is his true identity. That is the purpose for which he was born. Diana herself said, "He is the spare." And now Harry wants to go back, to be the spare in a special kind of way. This is his destined role, and now he's realizing what a massive mistake he made by abandoning it.
That is having regrets and is wanting to hold on to what he knows, what has been in his DNA since birth. He wants to get back to that life because that is who he is. That is why he was born, essentially. Really, that's what Diana said. He is the spare. He wants to go back, I think, to being the spare.
Think about the pressure on William's shoulders. He's constantly thinking about how to make the British royal family sustainable when polls are clearly showing that the younger generation is increasingly turning against this institution. And to think that Harry will be a help? Complete rubbish. Harry in his own head might think that he will be helpful, but in reality, he is a hindrance in every possible manner. He's a problem. And as long as Meghan is in the picture, this situation is even worse. Absolutely.
Right, because he is constantly, P. thinking about how do we make the British royal family sustainable when he's seen the polls, which show that young people are increasingly turning against this institution. And the idea that Harry will be a help to him is just rubbish. Like, Harry in his own head might think that he will be a help, but he is a hindrance in every possible manner.
Harry needs to slowly get his life back, but this is only possible one way, without Meghan. Understand this. She will never be welcomed back. Never. And this isn't just about royal protocol. This is about Harry's mental health. For his well-being, it's crucial that he goes back. But the way he has to do this is through complete and clear separation from himself and from Meghan. This cannot happen together. It's impossible. But the question is forgiveness possible for Harry? Will the royal family accept him back?
Get his life back, but it has to be without Meghan. She will never be welcomed back. And this is something that I think for Harry's own mental health, he needs to do. I think it's very important to his well-being to try to get back, but the way he has to go about it is going to be a clear separation of himself and Meghan. It's not going to be together,
Even
especially
then,
with
though, P.
William.
Dinah, do you think that there is any...
Remember what happened. Harry didn't just attack the Queen, he attacked the late Queen, the current Queen, the late Prince Philip, Catherine, William, his own father, everyone. But these attacks weren't limited to just them. This was an attack on us, on the British people, on those who were fighting for Brexit, who were fighting for our borders. He attacked all of us. And honestly, I can't see any way back. There is no path whatsoever. These attacks are so deep, so personal that forgiveness seems impossible.
Attack the Queen, attack the late Queen and the current Queen, attack the late Prince Philip, attack Catherine, attack William, attack his father. It wasn't just those attacks. Remember, it was an attack on us, on the British people, on those of us who have fought, for example, for Brexit, fought for our borders.
But wait a minute. We have to understand that whatever happened with Harry, the root cause was Meghan. She was the motivation. She was the manipulator who was pushing Harry to do all these things. If Harry can cleanly break from her and see Meghan for who she actually is, then maybe there's a path. If he comes back with true humility, acknowledges that Meghan was the reason for his lapse of judgment, and goes to his family completely sorry, then maybe, just maybe, a door of forgiveness can open. But that's a very big if.
She was the motivation for
True.
Harry to do all the things that he did. If he is able to break cleanly from her and see Meghan for who we know her to be, then I think that is the one way to come back with true humility around what he has done, break from Meghan as being the reason why he had a lapse of judgment, and go back to his family and be completely sorry.
Let's talk about another major story that has been haunting the royal family for years. This story never went away. Its momentum just got stronger and stronger. Andrew lost his titles, lost so much. His life has been affected forever. And that woman's suicide, this was a massive shakeup for the royal family. This shows that actions have consequences, real consequences. And it's so tragic that a woman's life was so destroyed and all of this was connected to royalty. This is a heavy truth.
In years, it never went away. It just momentum for this just got stronger and stronger. And at the end, Andrew lost his titles. He lost so much. His life has been affected by it forever. Just having this story in her suicide has been, I think, a big shakeup for the royal family. I mean, true consequences to your behavior, and really sad that
The way the mainstream media has lionized her after her death, this isn't just coincidence. This is a plot to destroy the British monarchy. Seriously. Remember, some of Epstein's victims were suing Ghislaine Maxwell before her death because she had lied about them. And even now, one victim is suing her estate. The point is that there are many gray areas in this story, nuances, but the mainstream media never wants to show these nuances. And what Virginia Dufresne said cannot automatically be accepted as truth because she also made false allegations against Alan Dershowitz. Exactly.
By the mainstream media, I think is part of a plot to try and destroy the British monarchy. I really do. Because remember, there are even victims of Epstein who are or were in the process of suing Dufresne before her death because she had lied about some of them, they claim.
right.
And she's
Yeah.
and one particular victim is still suing Dufresne's estate. So all I'm saying is there are grey areas to this story. There are nuances to this story, but that's not how the mainstream media ever wants to portray it. And a lot of people may not like to hear this, but what Virginia Giuffre said cannot just be immediately taken as read. Because remember, she made untrue allegations about Alan Dershowitz, for example.
Exactly.
Now look at Meghan's peak hypocrisy. This woman has cards printed with HRH. This clearly shows the intention that she will distribute these cards to people. But hello? You're not allowed to use it. You know you can't use it, but you're doing it anyway. Meghan has clearly shown us that she cannot be trusted. She will say one thing to your face and do the complete opposite behind your back. This is her nature. This is the kind of woman she is. And the royal family, especially William, has clearly seen Meghan's true colors. She cannot be trusted, point blank.
Clearly intending to use these cards to give out to people. You're not allowed to use it. You know you're not allowed to use it, but you're doing it anyway. See, Meghan just showed us she can't be trusted. She will lie in your face and say, okay, no, she's not going to do something, but then behind your back, she will do it anyway. That's her nature. That's the kind of woman she is. And the royal family, William has seen Meghan's true colors.
Using this HRH is a big insight into Meghan's character, how she manipulates, how she lies. Trust her? Forget it. Just look at the audacity of doing this. You want this to help your brand, but at the same time, you're calling the people who gave you this HRH awful, but you're still holding on to what they gave you. Girl, you are completely messed up in the head. This woman's delusion level is just insane. Look at these mental gymnastics.
To Meghan and how she tries to manipulate and lie her way. She cannot be trusted whatsoever. Just the audacity to even do that shows you want to use that to help your brand, but also accuse these people that have given you the HRH as being these awful people, but still.
Lady Colin Campbell was right. Meghan's treatment of her father would eventually destroy her public reputation, and it's coming true. Already she was teetering on the brink of recovery in the United States, but this was another level, because Thomas Markle isn't some random person, he's an all-American guy. He could be anyone's father, anyone's grandfather, and he's in that hospital, vulnerable, weak, needing his daughter's help, and his daughter, nowhere to be found.
She always believed it would be Meghan's treatment of her father that in the end destroyed her public reputation. And I think in some ways that's true. I mean, already she was teetering on the brink of never being able to come back from quite how badly things had gone for her in the United States of America. But this, it was just another level, right? Because Thomas Markle is an all-American guy, okay? He could be your father. He could be your grandfather.
And that letter? Forget kindness. It wasn't any type of reconciliation. It wasn't even, Dad, we've had tough years, but you've been amazing. If something happens, let's remember the good times. No. She berated him, abused him, attacked him for speaking to the media. And this is peak hypocrisy because no one has spoken more about their own family or Harry's family than Meghan and Harry have. This is the moment that will be part of her epitaph forever.
Any type of reconciliation. The letter isn't even, oh, look, we've had a bad couple of years, but you've been an amazing father to me. If something was to happen to you, let's focus on the positive times. No. She berated him, she abused him, she attacked him for previously having spoken to the media. As if that's not bad enough, P. Dinah, where does she get off? I mean, no one has spoken more or revealed more about her own family or about Harry's own family than that couple. So for me, this really was one of those moments that will be part.
This will haunt Meghan in real time. When her father passes away, and that day will come, people will feel even more disdain for her. She's not doing the right thing in this moment, and this is her biggest mistake. This will haunt her forever because the fame she's seeking will never come, at least not the way she imagines in her delusional head.
In real time, because when her father, essentially, when he does pass away, it's going to even be heightened by how people were going to have such disdain, even more for Meghan, for not stepping up and doing the right thing. She is making a clear mistake by how she is treating her father in this moment, and it will forever haunt her for the rest of her life.
And now the most disturbing moment, going by Diana's death journal. This was intentional. This was calculated. She knew what she was doing, using it for branding, almost mocking. Look at me, I do what I want. Going where Diana died and going to Paris when they themselves said it was a no-no, this shows you don't have a single good bone in your body, girl. This level of disrespect is unforgivable.
She was very intentional in doing that by going by that tunnel and essentially using it for your branding, mocking almost, just trying to show some kind of attitude towards doing what you want to do. And look, here I am by where Diana died and going even to Paris, because we have to remember they talked about never going to Paris, Meghan and Harry. Like, this was a no-no. And the fact that you went by where Diana passed away shows how you don't have a good bone in your body, girl, to even go there, to do that to a woman who is.
And finally, the baby mama dance. This woman reached new lows. I'm sorry, Meghan Markle, but you really showed yourself here. This is peak ghetto behavior. You showed everyone that you're not even a good actor. You've done wrong things before, but this showed how low you can actually go. And this is the vision that will stay in all our minds forever.